Okay, we're just about set. Are you race fans all set for some exciting action here tonight? All right, gentlemen, start your engines. 28 cars strong here tonight at the Waterford Speedbowl as we get set for this first event, the SK Modifieds. Goes up in the air, and we are underway. Jerry Pearl looks like he's going to have the advantage down in turn number 1. As they work off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway, but here comes Chad Barnett now. He's trying to work to the inside, but Pearl is very strong up on the outside. And meanwhile, here comes car number 47, Tommy Fox. We told you he had a lot of success here at the Waterford Speedbowl when it came to running late models. He's trying to get this car all dialed in. The car's been hot and cold in the 2001 season. He's had some strong runs with it, but when he's cold, and he's had some not so good finishes. And right now, he's right up front. He's trying to work to the inside of the Pearl machine as they work off the corner. Further on back, we'll keep our eye on Dennis Gaeta with car number 3 as he's trying to work his way to the front. Now, one machine is off the pace. He'll bring that machine right up against the Armco barrier in turn number 3, and it looks like it's car number 33 of Mark LaJeunesse. And, of course, that is the same car that went on its roof last Saturday night. And as soon as they crossed the start-finish line, he got involved with another car and slid all the way up into turn number 1. So a problem. Chad Barnett that will show the way down into turn number 1. But here comes Jerry Pearl now, strong up on the outside, and watching that all in full is car number 47 of Tommy Fox. Fox now puts left side rubber right down on the white line. He's trying to work to the inside of Pearl, but further on back, car number 77 of Danny LaJeunesse is trying to make that outside groove work to his advantage. He's in a heated battle with Rob Valenta. That's about the 15th position. In the meanwhile, back up front, it's Barnett, Tommy Fox, Jerry Pearl. Here comes Eddie Reed Jr. now. He's trying to work out to the inside, and it looks like Pearl may get caught up on the outside. In the meanwhile, for about the 8th position, here comes the Northland Auto Parts Pontiac. Eric Burt now trying to work to the inside of rookie contender Mike Parker. John Brower Jr. will follow the tire tracks of Byrne off of turn number 2. But back up front, Chad Barnett, your leader, trouble. In turn number 4, one machine goes around. That was the Muchacharo machine as we are under our second caution here in this event. Drag race down into turn number 1. Tommy Fox up on the outside. Barnett trying to fight his way back to the inside. But it's going to be Tommy Fox that's going to show the way down the back straightaway. Barnett now will have to follow the tire tracks of Tommy Fox off of turn number 4. Eddie Reed runs in second. Now the battle's on for 4th. Don Fowler to the inside. Jerry Pearl to the outside, and Jimmy, it looks like Pearl could be shuffled up to the outside.
Well, he's not running that good, and he looks like he's a little tight, so he's got his son behind him, so hopefully he won't move too far back.
Right now, the inside lane is the lane that you need to be in, and I'm sure the spotters are telling their drivers right now, duck your machine down to the inside. The outside lane is not going as they work off turn number 4 and back down to the straight. It is Tommy Fox leading. Chad Barnett is second. Eddie Reed runs 3rd. Then there in the 4th spot is Don Fowler. Now the battle's for 5th. Ronnie Uhaus to the inside. It's trouble. Chad Barnett goes around. He was our second place car. Everybody else gets stacked up. Other cars now trying to dive down and angle out wide as we are still green as a tough break for Chad Barnett with car number 4. Back down to the stripe. It is still Tom Fowler. Eddie Reed runs second. Now, further on back, Dennis Gaeta with car number 3, trying to work his way to the front. He's a 2-time SK Modified champion. He has 7 wins already in 2001. Right behind him is Eddie Dockenhausen. In the meanwhile, Eric Burt, car 54, the Northland Auto Parts machine, trying to get around Uhaus. Right here, off of turn number 4, Kaminsky goes around, goes through the dirt. We are still green. And back up front, it is still Tommy Fox showing away. But now, battle for the lead as we have a problem off of turn number 2. Joe Zarnicki involved in that. And meanwhile, some other cars get stacked up as well. Caution now comes out on the speedway. First caution of the evening in our SK Modified feature event. 22 laps remain in this event. And so far, Tommy Fox has been very strong, but Jimmy, Eddie Reed, who's been so consistent in the tour, we're back on their way. Tommy Fox with car number 47 shows the way. Eddie Reed now took a peek up to the outside, thought better of it. Now he'll follow the tire tracks of Tommy Fox between turns 3 and 4. Now the battle's on for third. Jerry Pearl still up on the outside. Donnie Fowler to the inside, but the cream of the crop is starting to rise. Here comes Ronnie Uhas Jr. now taking a peek to the inside. Eric Burt now. He is caught up on the outside, and he's going to follow the number 43 of Pearl. In the meanwhile, rookie contender James Savali with car number 2. That's the same car that Ronnie Silk drove here last season. Of course, this was purchased by the Savalis, and right now they've actually, James and Joey, they alternate every other week in driving this car, and both of them have had some top 10 finishes with that car. Back up front, Eddie Reed Jr. is now starting to challenge Tommy Fox for the number 1 spot. Caution on the speedway. Nickerson has come to rest up against the Armco barrier in turn number 1. As you can see, he has dropped the net on that machine, and it looks like he's climbing out of that machine. So a tough break for Will Nickerson. As he comes up in the air, Tommy Fox now leads him down into turn number 1. Eddie Reed Jr. now will follow the tire tracks of Fox off of turn number 2. But in the meanwhile, the battle's on for third. Ronnie Uhas Jr. working up to the outside of Don Fowler. That's the battle for third, but further on back, you got the father and son. Jeff Pearl's down to the inside. Jerry Pearl to the outside. In the meanwhile, the outside lane, is it moving? Well, it is and it isn't. And right now, it is still Tommy Fox showing the way. But here comes Eddie Reed now. He's trying to put his machine down to the inside. And Jimmy, right now, he knows the weak point of Tommy Fox.
Oh, yeah, Eddie Reed's fast. He looks good. I think once he gets by Tommy, if he gets by him.
Trouble! We got trouble up in turn number 4. Eric Burnt goes around. Harry Ram goes around. Everybody else takes evasive action. We are still green, and now caution will come out on the field. So caution on the speedway. Harry Ram's machine sits there. It looks like he has that machine refired. Don't forget, race fans, tomorrow here at the Waterford Speedbowl, beginning its is back up in the wind. It is Tommy Fox that leads the way down between turns 1 and 2, but here comes Eddie Reed Jr., the man who currently runs third in the point standings. Is right now, he's being challenged by Don Fowler, but here comes Jeff Pearl with car number 71. He's trying to take advantage of the outside lane, trying to work that machine to the outside of Fowler. Here comes Ron Uhas now. Open the door, someone's bound to come in, and that's exactly what Ronnie Uhas did. He's going to work his machine down to the inside of Jeff Pearl. But Dennis Gaeta, watch that car. He's working that car to the outside. He's trying to score his 8th win of the 2001 season. As now he works up to the outside of Jerry Pearl. Off turn number 4, nose to tail. Problem. In turn number 4, Valenta goes around. He gets hit by Wendell Daly. You can see the damage done on Daly's car. Is now fluid, possibly now trouble. There was fluid coming off of the machine, and the car that sits on top of Daly's machine, it appears to be, from our vantage point, it looks like Zach Sylvester, car number 19. As I was just about to tell you, there was fluid coming from that race car. It was Wendell Daly hit the Rob Valenta machine in turn number 4. You could see a lot of steam coming from that car, and it looks like, Jimmy, you know as well as I do, probably the radiator has been knocked in. So this is going to be some work for our track crew.
Yeah, they'll get it cleaned up here shortly.
So right now, the track crew right on the scene as we are under caution once again. As right now, you can see them applying the Speedy Dry to the speedway. Of course, one of the best track crews that you'd ever want here at the Waterford Speedbowl. Our track and safety workers. So far, Tommy Fox is certainly, I wouldn't say he has the strongest race car, but certainly back up in the win. And it's Eddie Reed Jr. up on the outside. And Jimmy, did they tiptoe through turn 1?
Nah, it looks like they were on the gas pretty good.
And right now, it's still Tommy Fox trying to score his first ever modified victory here as he crosses the stripe with just 12 laps to go. But now, a challenge for the second spot. Here comes Fowler down to the inside of Eddie Reed. Nerf bar to nerf bar, wheel to wheel in turn number 3. Watching all that action going on. He can't believe his eyes. It's Ron Uhas Jr. Jeff Pearl runs there in the 5th spot, but here comes Dennis Gaeta. He's got some racing room now, and watch, he'll work off turn number 2, and I guarantee you he'll work that machine right up to the outside of Jeff Pearl. But off turn number 4, back down to the stripe. We got a good battle for the number 1 spot. Tommy Fox now to the inside. It's still Ed Reed to the outside, but Donnie Fowler's right there. Here comes Ron Uhas Jr. now. He's challenging Fowler. The top 4 machines throw a blanket over him as they work off the corner. But here comes Dennis Gaeta now. He'll try to work up to the outside of the Pearl machine. Pearl down low, trying to hold on to that position, but he knows that Gaeta is very strong on the outside. Off turn number 4, back down to the stripe. Now, your new leader, it is Eddie Reed Jr. trying to score his first win of the 2001 season. Tommy Fox got a little bit sideways there in turn number 2. And Jimmy, what do you think has happened to car number 47?
Tommy's car's going away from him. All these guys are going by him on the outside. Here comes Dennis and Uhas. Dennis going to have his hands full of Uhas and Reed, because he's got 7 laps to go, and I really don't think he can catch him.
Well, right now, the only thing that Gaeta could hope for right now would be a caution, as just 6 laps remaining. Ed Reed Jr. trying to score his first win of the 2001 season. He currently runs 3rd in the point standings. He's had a good car each and every Saturday night here at the Waterford Speedbowl, and tonight could be his night. Ron Uhas runs 2nd. Dennis Gaeta is 3rd. Tommy Fox is 4th. And then back there, or actually Don Fowler is in the 4th spot. Tommy Fox now has dropped back to the 5th spot. And meanwhile, off turn number 4 and back down to the stripe, Ronnie Uhas Jr. is starting to apply pressure.
Ron's got to go up on the outside here. Just put it up there and go.
Can he trust that outside?
Well, I think he's scared to put it up on the outside, giving up 2nd spot to Dennis Gaeta.
Well, right now, Gaeta is starting to close in, and that car certainly very, very strong on the outside, but time is running out for Dennis Gaeta, but certainly a good run for him. They'll come down to the stripe to 2 lap markers given this time by. So right now, Eddie Reed Jr. will try to score his first win of the 2001 season as they work down the back straightaways. The white flag is in the air this time by. They'll go through lap traffic. Off turn number 4, down to the stripe. Eddie Reed Jr. will score. Ronnie Uhas runs 2nd. Dennis Gaeta finishes 3rd. Well, certainly it was an impressive run for Eddie Reed Jr., who finally finds victory lane here in the SK Modified Division. An excavating head and insurance entry. The helmet now off. So of course, we'll see Dennis Gaeta coming up a little bit later on. He qualified on the outside pole with the Billy Bear Coluccio car, and he's going to be very strong in his first ever Featherlight Modified Series run. He's out of the car, 2-time SK Modified champion, Dennis Gaeta. Dennis, you certainly had a good race car, but it looks like you just ran out of time.
Yeah, it's from starting last. I think we kind of used it up a little bit. My hat's off to the Ed Reed crew. Proud of Eddie. He got his first win finally, and it's been a long time coming for him, but yeah, his wine company, Cavalier, is running good tonight. We just ran out of time. Really, Larry's horsepower under the hood was carrying us really well. Got to thank Big A Auto Parts and Greg Gillette, Tri-State Windows, everybody, and Head and Insurance. Thank you very much.
Dennis Gaeta, the current point leader, certainly a strong run for him. Another strong run tonight for Ron Uhas Jr. Of course, he won on night number 1 back earlier in the season. In just a moment, he's over congratulating Eddie Reed Jr. And we'll catch up with Ronnie Uhas, why Ed Reed Jr. takes the checkered flag around the speedway. Ronnie, certainly it was a strong run for you tonight with car number 6. Were you praying for a caution there in the late stages?
No, actually we weren't. I was hoping we had about 5 more laps. The car really started to come in towards the end there. Them cautions kind of hurt us. We were a little loose on a cold run. But hey, our hat's off to Eddie. He finally got one. He really deserves it.
It looked like you were trying to make a move up on the outside. Were you a little bit leery with Dennis Gaeta right there?
Well, the car was a little loose up top. The outside groove hasn't been good the last couple of weeks. But, there was a couple lap cars there, and I knew Eddie was going to do everything he had to do to get around him. And if that was taking me out, that was taking me out. But, hey, he deserves it. He did a good job tonight.
And certainly that was certainly a strong performance for you with car number 6. Of course, you've had an up and down season. You won on night number 1 here at the Waterford Speedbowl back in April. So it looks like this team has certainly turned things around.
Yeah, we found something in the car that we've been struggling, and we found a couple things that were wrong, and hey, I think we're going to be back up here before the season's end.
That's Ryan Uhas Jr. He finishes second here tonight with car number 6. But when it was all said and done, the driver of car number 72, Ed Reed Jr., who was third in the point standings coming into tonight's event. We wait for him to unstrap, and we'll talk to him about his first win here in the 2001 season. I'll tell you, he's had a very, very strong car here each and every Saturday night. And, of course, he's got something very, very special that I will be presenting to him from, of course, John Simlick at DeWolf Real Estate, one of the sponsors on car number 72. Of course, the Head and Insurance Perry Lathrop Collision Center entry sits here in Victory Lane. How about a big round of applause? He's out of the machine, Eddie Reed Jr. And he's having a hard time getting out of his car. He's so excited as the pitches are still being clicked off. He's proudly displaying that checkered flag. And just a moment, we'll talk to him about his win here tonight as he went to the inside of Tommy Fox to take over the number 1 spot. Certainly a well-deserved win. Now he's out of the car. How about a big round of applause for Eddie Reed Jr. as he showers everybody with some water down here. Eddie, come right on over here. He's out of breath here. We want to talk to him. Eddie, certainly you got to be happy with this win here tonight.
I don't know what to say. It's been 2 years. I've been trying my hardest. This one is for my crew mostly and all these fans. They've been sticking behind me. I've been giving it all I got. I didn't think I was going to be able to win a modified feature, but thank God tonight we got it.
But I'll tell you, you've been strong each and every Saturday night. You were third in the point standings coming in. You've had such a good race car. You knew you were overdue for a win.
I don't know if we were overdue, but I'm glad we got it tonight.
And
got it over with.
And look at this. Somebody told me to give this to you. Something special. Tell us what that's all about.
That's a little bonus. So I haven't seen one of these in 2 years. Thanks, John. I really appreciate it.
Of course, that is from John Simlick from DeWolf Real Estate. Certainly, really quick here, you worked to the inside of Tommy Fox. You knew you were faster than the 47 car.
Yeah, I knew I was a little faster. He had to keep it down to the bottom because he looked a little loose. I didn't want to bump him. I wanted to let him run. I knew I had to get him on the outside, and I don't remember the rest.
Certainly a great day for the driver of car number 72, Eddie Reed Jr., puts the Head Insurance Perry Lathrop Collision Center machine into Victory Lane.